So I'm coming live from the editing cave here, and not to jump scare you, when we were recording this Woven Kingdom, we got so distracted in the beginning, kind of like recapping our year, and it was just a good conversation that went on for so long. So we decided to do a bonus little extra video in January. So we hope you enjoy. Thank you for sticking with us this year. We've learned so much. This will be basically coming up in the end of our first year. And so yeah, thank you for watching. We're excited for the new year. We've got some changes coming, and so yeah, thank you.
So Bethany, you were at Dragonsteel, and Paige and I have not asked you about it for this moment. And I am on the edge of my seat. Please tell me.
Yes. Okay. I have so much, but I'll give you some like highlights. One of the coolest things was meeting like a bunch of cool authors. I don't know if you guys know Pierce Brown. He's the author of Red Rising. You've heard of that series?
I've definitely heard of the series, but have not had the time to read it yet.
Yeah. It's like one of the biggest sci-fi series ever. I've only read the first book so far.
That's the one with like the... I'm so toxic. I know it by the cover, right? It's got like the red wing.
It does.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pitched as like Hunger Games in space, basically.
I heard it's Hunger Games if you like Star Wars.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
I heard.
Yes. Yeah, I've only read the first one yet. I plan to continue the series though. My husband Abe has read like 4 so far. But that was a highlight because we didn't know we were going to get to meet him. We, with Media Badges, didn't get to be in like the signing, but he was really nice and just let us like hop in. And he was so cool and he made me really excited to keep reading his books. So that was definitely a highlight. Another highlight for authors was this author named Tomi Adeyemi, I believe her name is. Okay. And I had never heard of her, but I don't know how. She has this massive young adult fantasy series. It's called Children of Blood and Bone. Have you guys heard of this? Because I literally hadn't heard it before, hadn't seen it.
That's such a catching title
it
too.
Is.
Or like
yeah.
cover.
And it's huge. Like I know
the
this
eyes
author
are very
well.
striking there.
Yeah.
And this book has 2.5 times the reviews than like this one does, which is crazy. She was fascinating to talk to and to like hear speak. She was so much fun to listen to. And I'm super excited for her books because she also got this movie deal that is coming out January 2027, I think.
I just got goosebumps.
The cast is insane.
So we can't review it and say who we'd cast because they're already
because they literally so they're already cast. She was on set. She for one thing, she wrote the screenplay. Like she wrote the scripts and everything. So it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be so good.
And she was on set for I think she said like a month or 2, like specifically like hands on, so that everything's like working well. And she said that she's like so excited because the people that were acting are so like in it. They're so invested. They like are in character 24/7. So I'm so excited. So some of the names on this movie are Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo, which is the girl in Wicked.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Okay.
And then there's a whole bunch of others, but those are like the 3 big ones.
Yeah.
But the cast is like stacked.
So say that's big names.
Yes, it is. And that's her first like movie adaptation, and she got those names, and she got to be hands on. Yes,
goosebumps.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And so she was really fun to talk to as well. So those are definitely a couple of highlights. We got invited to something called the prologue to the World Hopper Ball. I don't know if you know anything about like Dragonsteel, but
I've seen a lot of your TikToks, which makes me want to go because it looks so special. But I have no idea like how the weekend goes. How do they like take you guys through everything?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. So it's kind of like build your own weekend, which is really fun. Nothing's mandatory. Everything's kind of like however you want. And one of the best parts of Dragonsteel is like you could have a different experience than the next person that could have a different experience than the next for like 100 different people. Like there is such a variety in what people do with their weekend and how they want to spend their weekend. And I love that about it. So one of the big things they have is the exhibitor hall, which has a lot of authors, artists. It has their like charity events and everything. That's something that you can walk around anytime. It's pretty much open all day. And that's always a lot of fun. There's like big name authors there too that you can just go chat with. Certain publishers like Tor Books was there. That's the publisher of Brandon Sanderson. Illumicrate, the special edition books, people like that. So that's the exhibitor hall. There's panels going on pretty much all day with people like Brandon Sanderson, like Pierce Brown, all those big authors. They have like influencers on panels as well. So if you want to just go sit in on a chat about certain topics like building a home library or like the future of like sci-fi fantasy or like just fun things like that, you can just plop and sit for an hour and listen to like a really cool discussion. The World Hopper Ball, which is what I'm going to tell you guys about in a minute, is a new thing last year that they just expanded in such a huge way this year, where it's themed to one of Sanderson's books. This year it was for Mistborn. And they not only build this whole set that like looks like they have been building it for a year. It's insane. But they also have a whole cast that they've also been working with for the whole year as well.
Wait, so that they have like actors like, at the ball with you?
Yes.
That's cool.
So there is like actual ball dancing at the end. There's drinks, there's food, there's all that, which is awesome. But like to me, the huge draw is you're getting to watch like throughout the night, they're acting out scenes of the book. And these are actors that they have hired from all over the country that they have found that are perfect fits, and they're in character, they're in costume, and it is so cool.
Oh, that sounds like
I'm
so
obsessed
much
with that
fun.
idea.
So that's the World Hopper Ball. It's this year more than last year. It was a little bit more acting heavy, so there's a little bit less time for like just dancing at the end, which I thought was really fun. If you're going for the dancing, there was only like half an hour at the end, to be honest. So if that's what you're going for, not the right event for you. But they even have like their food and drinks are all in world, so like all of their theme and everything is like that.
I love an immersive experience.
Yes, no, literally. There was libraries on both sides of the ball because the character in the book is so into reading, and kind of how the two characters who are the love interests met was he was reading on the balcony. They had a balcony built that the first scene was she saw him up on the balcony reading. Like it's so cool. So that's the World Hopper Ball, which is something that happens. I think they had 6 this year throughout the weekend, so you can kind of pick when you'd want to do that. That's an added expense, so I'm not gonna lie. That's not like with your Dragonsteel ticket. That's an extra couple $100s to go.
I mean, it sounds like quite the production.
It is. It is, and it's so worth it in my opinion. But yeah, that's definitely a barrier because it's not included with the ticket, and it's I think the only thing in the whole weekend that isn't. Everything else is just completely included.
Makes sense though. Nice. With it sounds like they have a lot that they put into the production.
Yes. Yeah, and you get unlimited food. You get 2 drink tokens, and you go home with a like exclusive like goblet or cup or whatever their theme is that's for the event, and like a crumble cookie for your buck. And like you're getting a whole experience out of it and a take home like token for it too. So I think it's so worth it. So that's the World Hopper Ball, and one of the really exciting things we got to do was go to something called the prologue to the World Hopper Ball, and that was what they were considering like a networking hour. So it was for media influencers, for some of the publishers, all the big authors like Sanderson, Pierce Brown, and Tomi were all there too. And we basically just had an hour to just like get to know each other and talk to everybody, which was so much fun.
So cool.
Yeah, so that's where you'll see some, I haven't posted it yet, but some content with Brandon Sanderson and with Tomi was like in that hour, which was really cool. I did want to say too, one of the cool things they've been doing the last few years is they have a convention game. It's a way that like if you're not connected to people that you're going, like if you're going alone, basically, it's a way that you can get kind of involved with other people and make some friends doing. They also have meetups just for like people who are going alone. And it's really fun to see people like make connections there. But this game is different every year. Last year it was like a trading card, like deck building game, which I got super into as somebody who was like a big Pokemon card girly growing up. This year we had like these passports that you had to solve all these like puzzles and riddles in.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so cool. I didn't have time. I had too busy of a schedule. Like you could have spent like half your time there solving those. So I wish I could have done them, but seeing people get so into it is always really cool. And then you get prizes at the end if you complete them.
So cool.
That probably makes it fun to keep going back too. Like you get to keep doing it more and more. Do they do that every year?
Yes, and it's always completely different from the last year.
That's neat.
So that's always a fun little thing for if you maybe don't have a lot of friends there, or if you don't have like a busy schedule, maybe you have some dead time in between things, like you can just be working on your puzzles and
side quest.
Exactly. I think that's about it for the actual con. And then the last highlight for myself, we kind of weaseled our way into this kind of accidentally, but we have friends who are friends of basically the Sandersons. They've known them for like a decade, and they asked us on the last day, hey, are you guys going to the movie night tonight? And the last day they always have a movie night, like a PJ movie night. It was Mulan this year. And so we were like, like maybe we'll pop our head in, but we'll probably just like, head to the hotel early. And they're like, oh no, not that movie night, like the one at the Sandersons. And we were like,
Oh, the exclusive.
the what? And they're like, yeah, so I think it's a media movie night. And we were like, I didn't know about this, but like we'll go if we can. And so we ended up getting on the list just because they like asked for us to get on it. It was not media like they had said. It was like all those big authors, like the publishers they flew in from like the UK, like his publisher.
Yeah.
At Brandon's Secret Lair, which I don't know if you guys know anything about his secret lair.
You briefly told me,
Yeah,
but
I've been there before. It's the coolest thing in the world, but Abe hadn't gone. And so we were like absolutely losing our minds that we got to go there. We didn't think we'd ever get to go there together. It's basically, he has a cathedral like entrance that looks like a gazebo, but when you go in it, there's a staircase down. And then it's just the coolest. It's been being built for, I don't know, like a decade now to be exactly like how he wants it.
Yeah.
It's a very like immersive experience that you can't take like pictures or videos of. Like they are very strict about that. But it is the coolest thing ever. It's where you can see it in certain videos. Like if you look at the Brandon's book club on his YouTube channel, that's like where I filmed his book club for Yumi and the Nightmare Painter was in that layer. Okay, so you can see it in certain things, but they're very specific with what can and can't be shared.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it cooler. Yeah.
It's like, I know the secret.
Yeah. And in it, he has this movie theater that seats maybe like 20 people. Oh. And it's the coolest thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's so fucking cool. And it's the like unlike any other experience you'll have with the speaker system, he got speakers from NASA that are built to emulate the like launching into space, so that the whole theater, like you are shaking if there's a scene that's shaking. The sound is insane.
That is so cool.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Brandon would die.
Yeah. So we watched Jurassic Park, the first one, with all of the like. Every time the dinosaurs are making noise, like you feel it, like they're like footsteps, or even just like the rain. It feel like it's so cool. So that was probably our that was our number one highlight. Definitely an experience we might not ever get again, but like life highlight for sure.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely our favorite of that. We've gone to 3 conventions so far, and it was by far our favorite. I think it gets better every year. It also gets bigger every year, but they've been very conscious. Like we asked Brandon about this actually, like what are they going to do next year? Because they basically doubled it every year. And he said they might not grow it at all, or maybe a little bit, because he wants to make sure it stays like a cool experience and not just like a money grab experience. Yeah, and also stays like, he does signings all weekend to try to meet as many fans as he can. And he's very like conscious of the fact that everyone wants to meet him and wants to have like cooler experiences and not just be in this giant room where they're like hundreds and hundreds of feet away, like watching him on a screen. So which I think is really cool. It's not just like, they're not money grab
personal.
About it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes next year. I'm not sure if it's going to grow, or maybe it'd grow a little bit, but it's, it's a really cool convention, really fun experience.
That is awesome. I was watching your TikToks too, and I was like, first of all, I love the matching outfits with you and Abe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Did you see the fit check? Was it day 2 that Bethany was just absolutely excommunicated?
Yes, that was so funny.
It was removed.
I think that one came up.
Well, Abe does it better, right?
He did. He literally did. Yeah. I can't even argue with that.
It was so funny. I think it came up on my FYP like twice or something. And both times I was sad. I was like,
Abe's books.
Abe's books, yeah. He has the personality for it. He could absolutely do social media. He's just always like, I don't have time, but like he can better than I can, because I need like time to be anxious and like I pause and think through things, and he's like, just talk, and I'm like, I wish I could. Must be nice to not have anxiety.
Was that like Abe?
Yeah.
Teach us.
Yeah. All right, Maggie, I hear you just read like maybe your favorite book of all time, and I don't know what the book is, and I'm dying to know. What is it?
I think it's just like a hyperfixation for right now, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it's like my favorite book of all time, but I did just finish Quicksilver, and I've been like so obsessed with it. And I think it's just because like it was one of those things on my TBR for like the longest time, and I was like, I'll start it whenever. Tanya and I went up north in August, and we were like, let's read together. Like, blah, blah, blah. We were reading in August, and I just kind of like dropped off on it at some point, and then I can't remember why I picked it up again. Oh, because Brimstone's coming out, right? It's out now, but like at the time I picked it up again, I was like, okay, Brimstone's gonna come out. I really know I'm gonna start hearing more about Quicksilver on all my like feeds and stuff. I want to make sure I don't get any spoilers. And then like I got hooked in it. and it's just, have you either of you read Quicksilver?
No,
Okay.
it's been on my TBR for a
Same.
long time as well.
It is so good. I feel like I'm not gonna do it justice if I try and talk about it, but like just know I did not see it coming how much I got invested into it and like how much I like the story. So
I'm so excited to read
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
so
have to
good.
try that after I finish this series because I
Yeah.
think that I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to jump on this one.
Yeah, I think I'll be reading this one through. I'm going to try to. I always have this horrible habit where I'll read the first book and be like, amazing. I'll come back to that in a week or two. And then if I don't pick it up immediately, it doesn't happen. And
I
then
have
I'm like,
to binge.
yeah. And then it's like a year later and I'm like, I guess I have to reread the first one again to even remember it. And I'm trying to not do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this starting tomorrow.
see, that's where I'm being that's where I have a conflict where I'm like I already like feel like I committed to Quicksilver. And
Yeah.
then started reading this and I was like,
But Quicksilver
conflicted.
just has one more book, so you could read that one
Yes,
and
that's what
then
I'm
jump
thinking.
back to this one.
Yeah, yeah. Like I have to keep going with Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back.
Yes. Speaking of those favorite books, though, it's the end of the year. What was your guys' favorite book of the year?
Ooh,
That is a really good question.
I know mine.
I know mine too.
I mean, I know mine as well.
Is it all the same?
Are we
think
all gonna
so.
Say
Right.
Atmosphere?
Yeah.
yeah.
Atmosphere.
It was so good. That was like
so good.
it was a life-changing book. Ask for Andrea was probably a close second for me. I really liked that book a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I thought I'd say Onyx Storm.
Mm.
I really
That
thought I
one's
would.
So far down the list for me.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Early in
Yeah.
the year, it would be pretty high,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have to go with Atmosphere, but there's a very close second of Wind and Truth, the last book that's come out so far of the Stormlight Archive. That was amazing too.
Ooh.
But Atmosphere was just like life altering, and that book
Yeah.
was incredible, but it's not my favorite of the series, so I feel like it can't take
I'm
that
excited
spot.
to start Brandon Sanderson next year.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I'm starting the Bible and Brandon Sanderson. Those are my two goals
Those are
for
both
2026.
just as important, I think.
I think they come from the same.
You can do a tandem read one chapter of one, read a chapter of the Bible, read a chapter of Mistborn, and reflect on what you read.
It'll be an interesting year.
Like I have a lot of thoughts and feelings.
I know. I was a little nervous to take it on like while reading all my other books, but I was like, I gotta do it, and I'm excited to try to finish it before the end of the year. But like, it's the
Yeah.
story. It's the story that all stories are based on to a certain degree. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
like
gonna
good
find
and
a lot of
evil.
parallels, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good and evil, exactly. So I was like,
Yeah.
let's read the OG.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's funny. I started reading the Bible actually as well. I am not far into it either.
I have to get a guide or something because I've seen stuff where it's like how to read it in a year. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be a sit down. I'm usually a binger when it comes to books. I don't
Yeah.
think I'll be binging the Bible.
They have
No.
those like read these chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Yep. Bible and Brandon Sanderson.
That's exciting.
amazing.
Yeah.
My goal for next year for books is to like get through some of my physical TBR because I have quite a long physical TBR that Bethany so graciously added to today. So I'm even more excited. No, I love it. I'm so excited. What are your book goals for next year?
That's a good question. I haven't thought of that yet.
Sounds like
Perhaps
finishing
the Bible?
series.
Yes, finishing series. Yeah, not reading the whole Bible, unfortunately. It's not on my list. But finishing more series is definitely a big one. And then being conscious of like, I've gotten a lot better this year, but previous years, like I get a lot of books in the mail, which I'm so grateful for. But
Yeah.
being more conscious of like what books I am keeping after I read them. Like not every book after I've read, reviewed, talked about, does it have to be a shelf trophy?
Yeah.
So making sure I'm being like conscious of like unhauling books if I don't think I'm going to read them again, or if I don't.
This sounds like an Abe goal for 2026.
surprisingly no. He's actually so supportive.
Just kidding. I just know you love your books.
Yeah,
I was like, this
no.
sounds like you guys had a discussion.
No,
you were
actually,
like,
it does
Bethany's
sound
like,
like
I have a problem. I need you to support me in this. I have too many
Surprisingly,
books.
no.
We don't have any walls left. Please monitor my mail.
if I said that, he'd probably be like, "I'll build you another bookcase." Like that's Abe.
Yeah.
Abe's too good.
No, he
Yeah.
is. Yeah. So that, and then I didn't set a like number goal this year, which I might next year, and it might be 300.
Ooh.
But that is a maybe. We'll think about it.
Is that like okay? Obviously, I don't read as many books as you. Is that like ambitious for you for 300, or is that like
No, like last year I read like close to 350.
Oh.
And then this year, I haven't looked recently, but I might hit 300, but it might be like between 250 and 3. So this year was a low reading year for me just because of moving and travel and everything. So I think it's like a pretty good goal that's not super challenging, but I don't know. Could be fun.
Moving and travel, writing your own stories too.
What about you, Paige? Just those two?
I mean, I also want to make sure that I'm reading all of our podcast books. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to stick with my book club stuff. And then the only other ones that I really want to get into is just the Candace book club books because I love a good conspiracy theory. I'm here for it all day.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm joining a book club next year.
Oh, fun.
Which one?
My one of my good friends from college wants to start a book club, and she's a new mom. Well, I say she's a new mom, but she's not a new mom, actually. I guess her oldest is like 3, which makes her not at all a new mom. Oh my God.
Time flies.
I know. I was like, it feels like she's still a new mom. What the heck? But yeah, she really wants to start a book club to like, just socialize more and stuff. And I was like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to be there.
That's so nice.
I'm so excited.
Do you have like ideas of genres, or is it going to be kind of everything?
I think it's going to kind of be everything. She reads a lot of fantasy and a lot of romance books, so I'm sure it'll probably be around there. Right now, she's reading Brimstone. She's waiting for me to catch up. I'm halfway through it. Where are you? I'm like, I haven't even started yet. So, yeah, she's been texting me all week. So when she sees this, she'll be like,
It's okay. Bethany left me in the dust on ACOTAR.
I haven't finished the first book.
I know.
Oh, I
left me in the dust.
That'd be like I went faster than you.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You left me in the dust.
I did leave you in the dust, but also
you left me in the dust like
let me
4 months
rephrase
ago.
that. Bethany left me hanging
Oh, there you go.
with
I did.
ACOTAR.
New Year goal. I'm going to read ACOTAR with Paige.
Yes.
wait, can I join?
Yes. That was
the original plan.
Yes.
Yeah, Bethany hadn't read it yet. And I guess that TikTok says that it's no bueno, but I think the story's actually pretty great. So I'm curious to see what your opinions are going to be afterwards.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to read it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the first one, I'm sorry, you just got to push through.
Yeah, I've read that one already. I don't like it. I'm just doing it again because I don't remember
the last
it well
100 pages I think are totally different, and I really liked the ending. But it was again one of those books where it was like, okay, this is like a 2 for me, and then I was like, ooh, we're like a 4 at the end. But now I'm locked in. But you didn't lock me in until the last 100 pages, so
that's fair.
I'll keep going, but not my favorite.
I had a real big problem with a lot of the plot when I first started reading it, that I had to text Tawny, and because Tawny read them all in high school, and I was like, girl, you got to spoil some things for me because I'm going to DNF this. You're going to tell me this changes.
That's funny.
That's funny.
So I do think you have to push through the first book.
Yeah. No, I'm committed. I just like uncommitted for some reason, and I need to get back to it.
Because it's a series.
Yeah. Yes, we already talked about
If I asked you to read one book, it'd be done in a day.
Yeah, exactly. Give me 24 hours. Yeah. That's funny. All right, we talked about our favorite books. What was your least favorite book of the year?
Oh my goodness. And this isn't to say that this book was bad, but I think that maybe the worst book that I read this year might have been Final Girl Support Group.
Oh, yeah.
I hosted it for my book club night. I had it on my TBR for forever. I don't think I realized it was a parody book, or at least I really hope it was. And I chose to read it as a parody partway through because that made the story much, much, much better. And I think that's the way it was meant to be written. But I was expecting something a lot different. And it was a book that, like, I don't normally read the back. But, like, I did. And I was like, oh, this sounds like it's going to be so cool. And then it ended up being, like, a bunch of old ladies and stuff. And I was like,
that was a thriller.
No, it was, I guess I shouldn't even say it was old ladies. I think that was one of the comments that we like had during the book club. As I was like, why was I picturing like 67-year-old women running around in this book? Like, it just wasn't as like easy to gauge or whatever. And then people were like, no, I think they were more like in their 40s, 50s. I was like, either way, like at the beginning, they were described as being like, I'm so achy in this. And I'm like, well, I guess that's how I wake up. So like, it's probably not that inaccurate, but it really made it seem like a bunch of old biddies running around and you couldn't get past it.
Funny.
But yeah, nothing wrong with old biddies, but it was just not the vibe for this book.
Paige hates old people. Got it.
No, let me change my answer.
She's like, actually, I loved the book.
It's so good.
When you read it as a parody, I ended up rating it a 3.5. It just wasn't my favorite book this year.
Yeah.
3.5 is good for the lowest book. Like,
I had a pretty good
rating.
book year. I feel. I don't think that there was there might have been other ones in my other book club that I read that I didn't like as much, but that one's fresh. And I was really disappointed because it was the book that I hosted. So it maybe was more of an emotional experience where I was like, this is the worst book club we've hosted all year.
No.
But it was just everyone roasting the book, you know?
That's fun
So it
too,
was
though.
fun.
Everyone
It
enjoys
sometimes
that.
is, except for like people didn't have a lot to say because they were just like, I just didn't like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
once we started talking about it in a funny way, it got a lot better. So if we had gone into it that way, I think it would have been better. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
my
you?
least favorite was a book called People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young.
Oh.
And it pains me to say that because she's one of my favorite romance authors. I've read like 4 or 5 of her other books and loved them all. And it was like, I don't even know how that's written by the same woman. It was horrible. It's a romance, and the 2 characters, I felt like their connection was so superficial. And you'd like learn about the characters separately and what makes them unique and adds to their story and whatever, but they don't like talk about it together, but somehow just like have this amazing connection anyways. And I hated it. I hated so much about it. I ended up giving it like 1 star.
Oh wow.
It was like really,
that one's pretty
really bad.
popular on Book Talk. I feel like I've seen it like
Yeah.
I know
Is
there were
this
no-
book?
Yes, yeah, that one.
Horrible.
Oh.
Hated it. Horrendous. Also, okay, no, I need to go a little bit more deeper. This FMC, okay, she's a virgin. He slept with over 200 women.
Ew.
And
How old
I'm
are
supposed
they?
to root for them.
How old are they?
I think like mid-20s maybe.
Gross.
She's like,
Gross.
cute little hometown, stays with her family because her mom has Alzheimer's and she helps take care of her and run the family store and everything. And he's this like travel wanderlust guy who's just like never makes connections. And then it's like almost a love at first sight between the 2 of them. And then that's like
Does she change him?
they like change each other. It's so great. I
jeez.
hated
Yeah.
it. So yeah, that's my least favorite. I finished it out of spite because I was like, I wanted to not have to say this is a DNF. I wanted to be able to be like, no, this is a 1-star book. I hated it cover to cover.
Oh yeah.
Because if you DNF it, people are like, well, you didn't really finish it though. No, I hated that book.
got ya.
Bummer.
Ugh.
Unfortunate.
I'm sorry. That's good to know because I've been seeing
You
that
might
book
love
all
it.
over.
Some people
No,
love
I don't
it.
think so.
It was my first time getting a PR box for one of her books, and I was so excited.
Oh,
And then I hated it.
oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But hey, good for an honest opinion. And then that reminds people too, like, hey, just because you didn't like this book doesn't mean you won't love her other books.
Right, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't have that rough of a book read year. I feel like the lowest book that I read was probably The Tenant because I was just so annoyed with him for the longest time. But then, once you get through it, it makes a lot more sense.
Not liking a character can really ruin a book for you.
Yeah, I was not a fan of him. I thought he was just so arrogant. So like the read was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
That's fair.
you have a solution, and then at the end of the book that was his solution, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, look at that, we could have solved this
That's fair.
whole thing.
What did you rate that one? I forget. Like a 3?
I might have
2.5?
rated it a 3 or 2.5. I can't remember. I probably did a 3, honestly.
I feel like it was like a 3. So
It was a fun one to talk about.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my favorite to read.
Yeah, I didn't like look forward to reading it, I guess, if you will.
It was quick though. So it's like I really
Yeah.
didn't mind it. So it was just like it was fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's what I mean. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
an awful year where I'm.
It was not the best Frida book I've ever read in my
No.
life.
It was the only Frida book I've read.
Ever?
Yeah,
You're going home with Ward D.
It's so good.
Ward D is a
yeah.
great place to start, I think.
I agree. That's a good one. I think I have 2 more quick questions.
Oh
Yes.
Paige, what are you reading, watching, and listening to right now?
I'm probably going to be starting the second book in this series tonight. I was really excited to read it right away. And then I was like, okay, we have to record before I can do anything because I don't want to accidentally give any spoilers away or like ruin the discussion. But like I'm itching. So I really want to read that. But we just finished watching The Studio, which is a new Apple TV series. It's got Seth Rogen, and he's like the head of a movie studio. It's kind of funny. They had one episode that was like really impressive, actually, that was called The Oneer. And I don't know if you guys know what like a oneer is, but it's like a one-shot take. Like it's a long time, no fixing things or whatever. The whole episode was a oneer. It was a 25-minute episode. The other episodes were shorter, but it was about them taking a oneer, but the whole episode was a oneer. So it was pretty cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
like Inception-y.
Yeah, but it's very like the humor's not for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to go into it knowing like, whoa. Yeah. You might not
said
laugh at
Seth
every joke.
You said Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
It's Seth. It's very Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, but if you like that kind of humor,
Yeah.
good watch. And then I can't remember what your last question was.
Listening to like music or
Just books. I feel like I haven't been listening to a lot of music. We need to probably start because we need to figure out our wedding playlist.
Ooh,
But
yeah, that's a good.
yeah, maybe I'll make that my goal. Yeah. Start listening is my goal. Yeah.
Maggie, what are you reading, watching, and listening to right now?
Ooh, okay. I am going to go home and read Brimstone, Maya. I promise. And I haven't started yet, but I'm definitely going to be. I'm not really watching a lot of TV, if I'm being honest. If I do like splurge and like allow myself to watch TV, it's probably South Park. Which, speaking of not everybody's cup of tea on humor. And then listening to, actually Spotify Wrapped just came out, and
It
girl,
did.
I'm so embarrassed to tell you. I discovered Sleep Token this year, and I want it on the record that I hated them up until August. And now when I'm telling you my Spotify Wrapped is all Sleep Token. Literally like 33,000 minutes of Sleep Token. They're all in my top 5. I like and to the point where like now if I feel like I need to focus on like at work, there's a Sleep Token instrumental music to listen to where I can listen to the exact same songs that I've been listening to every day since August. Like I swear. But now there's no words to distract me what I'm doing at work. So yeah, not super committed to the watching TV, but like to the listening. Yeah.
That's
Sleep
amazing.
Token. And also, I don't know if you guys have heard Sleep Token before.
I know. I think I've heard a few of their songs.
Okay, yeah, they are not for everybody.
Yeah.
That is for sure. And I swear I hated them up until like I just got like one of their songs just too stuck in my head, and then I was like, I'm gonna go back, and then I like kept going back. And yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. What about you, Bethany? What are you reading, watching, and listening to?
Reading, I always have quite the list. So I just finished This Woman Kingdom. I'm going to start the second book. I'm committed. I'm going to start that tomorrow. I'm also reading on my Kindle a book called Such Sheltered Lives. It's a thriller that comes out in January, and that's been fun. I just started for a project that I'm not going to talk about on the podcast. Reading Tress of the Emerald Sea, but it's going to be like a very slow read through. So I just started the first few chapters of that again. And I think, I have a memoir I'm listening to that's Macy Neely. She's one of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives girlies. That's her memoir. And I think I have one more book that I'm in the middle of, but we'll end it there for the sake of that's already like 5. Watching, we just finished the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion. So we're officially done with that season, which is sad because we love that show. And we're watching Abbott Elementary now. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a few episodes. It's got what's her name in it? Never mind. I don't know her name.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, she's there.
It is her, yeah. I believe.
Yeah,
But
that girl.
Yeah. That show's been fun though. And then
Dang it.
listening to, I've been just really into Tate McRae's like full album released like a few weeks ago.
Oh.
So I've been just Tate McRae on repeat.
Nice.
Who was also my Spotify Wrapped like number 1 as well this year, which is not normally my number 1, but her music's just so good this year.
Yeah.
What is your guys' most anticipated release of 2026?
Ooh.
I'm just waiting for like the next book in my series every time. I don't think that I get like really excited about a standalone, like where I'm like waiting for it kind of thing, because it's just going to come out and then I'm going to read it. So I don't know when it's going to be out, but my most anticipated read in general right now is I really want ACOTAR 6 or whatever it's going to be called. Or I don't know if they've even announced it because I'm so not going to get spoilers. I don't look it up.
That's fair.
Stop. Okay, well there it is right there.
Is it the number
Frick.
1?
Yeah. Okay. So the number 1 is the Ballad of the Moonfalling Dragon, which I'm pretty sure is the second book in When the Moon Hatched.
It is. I just got that book today. And
Did
I'm
you
so
really?
excited. I haven't read the first book, but I have it on my TBR for this month because I need to read it.
I
now.
literally brought it for the TikTok because I'm like, bruh, I'm like, I've heard such good things.
Me too.
And I literally picked it up to start it, and then I got to like it starts with like a what is it called, like a glossary or an index or something. It starts with definitions where it's like this means this, and then I got intimidated and just shut it.
It's so long. It's such a long book, but I've heard it's incredible.
I have to, and now that I see that this one's coming out, I'm like, now I have to read it. Now I have to read it.
I think my most anticipated is the new Brandon Sanderson. He announced at Dragonsteel that it was so cool. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but
I did.
Yeah. He was like, a bunch of people are asking why there's no Cosmere novel coming out in 2026. Well, there is, and he has this secret project that's going to be incredible. Fires of December. And it is illustrated by, like the cover is done by one of my friends who did the cover of Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. And I'm so excited for it. It's so pretty.
I
But it
saw
looks
the
like
cover. I
this.
was like, it looks amazing.
And you've met
Ooh.
Hoid, but it is another like Hoid's adventure book.
That was all I heard, and then I was like, swipe out, and I haven't been able to watch any. As soon as I saw that one, I stopped watching all of your
There's nothing else related to
Dragonsteel.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
I didn't want any. I
fair.
didn't want any Brandon Sanderson spoilies
Yes.
in general, or
Don't
to
watch
hear
any
any
of the
opinions.
spoiler Q&A ones. Any of the ones with someone like talking on a mic. Don't
Yeah,
watch
no,
those.
I was like, nope, you're done.
Yep.
Done. As soon as I got it.
But that one's gonna be so fun, and that's the book that he is like the convention's themed around. It's always around a new book that's releasing. So this one was for Tailored Realities, which is a collection of like sci-fi short stories that aren't Cosmere, which I'm really excited for. But people love the Cosmere one, so the next one's gonna be like very exciting because it's another Cosmere Hoid book, which you don't know who that is yet,
I
but you will
know.
mean him in
I
whatever
will
book we
know.
choose.
Yay. I'm so excited.
You should read Trust just for fun, no matter what.
Yes, yeah.
I'll add it to my TBR that I said I was trying to get through. I'm